Hello, my art-loving friends. People have been asking me for a QoR, being QoR, palette update, and I aim to please. So today's video we are going to do a QoR palette update because I also received a new color. We'll add that to the palette and I'll give you some of the inside scoop on the messy yellow. Let's get started. So this is the current setup. I think I had 50 some colors in here before. There are all the labels. And an empty slot because I had hoped to get this olive green and I did get it. And then somebody, very nicely, you know who you are and I know who you are, sent me the cadmium yellow primrose. Actually, I may not know who you are. Seems like that one might have been anonymous. I'd have to go check. So this is what the palette looks like. It's so beautiful with all this yellow all over the place. Right. So that, unfortunately, is also the yellow I chose to be in the advent calendar for 2023, and it doesn't ever dry out. Although it feels nice and hard now, but it's been very cold here. Anyway, that is the Bismuth Vanadate Yellow. It is a PY 184 and it's evil. So it has spilled all over this, and I did scoop some out with a palette knife while it was still wet and over these, but I didn't want to get into the paint underneath because like once this wet paint hit this paint, it kind of reactivated it. Anyway, I figured I would just try and use the yellow off the tops of these first. This is transparent pyrrole orange, one of my favorite oranges right there, so I'm gonna have to use the side of it if I want this color, but I'll try and use the yellow, like I said, off the top and go from there. It's just something kind of weird about these QoR colors. When I first bought them back in 2019, I think, or 2018, they all set up, I bought the 24 set, they all set up really hard. And since then, I have picked up some new colors, and like this one, several of these, they're still soft. Buff titanium, I can push into it. This white, I can push into it. Did I just get lucky in the palettes before in using them? I almost think so. Well, whatever. It's kind of a mystery. But anyway, I made this full pan here for the olive green, and I didn't have the pigment information with me when I put this pan in there, but this olive green is a PR 101. This is the wrong pin for this, a PY 184 and a PG 7, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a minute when it's painted out. And since I have to keep this palette flat anyway, it won't matter that we have a wet paint in here now. Even though I am on the road traveling, I'll have to keep this as flat as can be. This has tape on the end because it has a hole in it. It came with a hole in it because it was just packed loosely. It was from, whoops, it was from Amazon anyway, so they didn't pack it in anything, and got a hole probably from the other corner of the Sennelier light gray, or who knows, anything else maybe that was in that package. But the hole is patched now. It's just Scotch tape, but that's what I had handy at the time. So now we have this olive green. I should have put it in here and then filled it because that would be way less dangerous of getting it on my hand, which I've already done. Just kind of push it down in there. Edges are sticky from other paint around it, so there we go. You may have noticed I already filled this in before I laminated it because if I didn't receive it as a gift, I was going to purchase it myself. But there's no color on it and it's laminated. So what I'm going to do, I guess I don't have any loose paper on this trip with me, but I will just put the swatch on a piece of paper this size and just tape it over the top of this. Shouldn't be a big deal. I also on this trip brought some of the color cubes, but I don't know if any will have like an olive green color. Ooh, that one might work. We'll have to swatch that olive green and see. Oh, this one would work too, but that's all just basically greens, which could be boring. I picked these out from the color cubes randomly when I left for the trip. that might be fun. So I don't want the one that's more monotone. That's just boring. That's not olivey enough. All right. So we just need to pick one of these two to work with. Which one's your favorite? Maybe if we use this one, we can use up some of that yellow. All right, that one it is. These will go back in this hard envelope to keep them safe. And then I have been trying to work in this journal, which you will see in a video later, or maybe already. I haven't decided on the order yet, but we need to fill out this page. These are all stuck in here with double-sided tape, so I cannot pull out the individual pans to match these colors. I'll just match them as close as I can here on this. So this red is pretty dark, so it's probably more that Perylene maroon. Oh, it's Perylene crimson, excuse me. And this orange would probably be a mixture of this transparent pyrrole orange and maybe the cad red or the Perylene crimson. This yellow probably could do the Quin gold. That looks like a pretty good match. And then we haven't swatched the olive green yet, but we'll have to. And I'm hoping we'll just use it for this dark green, whether it matches or not. And then the green gold is a pretty good match for this lighter green. And I am pretty low energy. I have no imagination right now, in other words. So the cool thing about these color cards is that these pictures are all copyright free. So if I wanted to just do these here, I could. And maybe I will, because I am very, very tired and I do want to do art, but I just don't feel all of that creative. So these are great to pull out when you feel like I do right now. It's just perfect. So maybe we will, at least on the top half, and see if we want to do another string on the bottom half or do a second painting or something. This paper doesn't work that great for watercolor, but we're going to play with it anyway. Alright, unfortunately the star of our show here is the little one. And we'll just have to deal with that. Our paint is wet, that's always fun. Very, very fresh. So we'll mix that up over here in a somewhat empty slot. Maybe right here. There we go. Oh, that's pretty. Alright, we'll do that as the whole background. Oh, look at that green. Oh, it's divine. Look at how beautiful it is. That's just amazingly pretty. Push out some little leaf pattern majiggers. Okay, that's gorgeous, so I like that. Okay, let's grab a little of the Perylene maroon over here and put some of that in here as the shadow. Oh yeah. Touch some of the tips. Nice. A little bit more of that Perylene maroon. Yeah, so don't buy that bismuth vanadate yellow unless you don't mind a running paint, because boy does it run. Alright, next up, green gold. Should probably do every other one so it doesn't bleed actually, so let's do that first. Let's do the yellow. Let's try and use up some of this yellow that's going awry here. Yeah, that's really mixing with the orange already. So the really-ish orangish one here is this one. That was weird English, but you guys know what I mean. Paper's taking it nice and well being thick paint like this. And this might be the right side of the paper. I noticed when I was using it previously that it did make a difference which side of the paper I was using by a little bit. Okay, get a little bit of the yellow, try and get some on its own up there on the edge for the tip of this. It's still pretty orange stain, but that's nice. That's still a nice color combo there. All right, let's try and use up some of this mess. What a mess. All those colors are just making it dark in there. We'll go over here for now. Get some of this yellow. And I want these to bleed together because one's overlapping the other, and I think that would look just fine. Clean up some of that. Okay, get some of this orange color going over here too. Yeah, this paper doesn't give you a lot of working time. It's really fun to use because it's staining and very unique. Talk way more about this in that Dina Wakely video. If I've already put that video out, I'll link it for you. But if this one goes out first, just wait for it. It's coming. It's coming. All right, the orange we decided is probably a mixture of this orange right here, transparent pyrrole. We'll get some of the contamination mixed in too. I think that would be a good idea. And the perylene maroon, which I have a little bit right here already. Wow, that yellow makes it very thick too. Very thick. Let's add a little bit more of the perylene maroon. Too much, way too much. We'll pull a little of that over here. Get some more of the orange with it. Orange yellow. Wow, that's thick. Okay, that's definitely there. I don't know. Now that I've made it lighter, I think I like the darker version of it. And we can do this one back here. That's kind of very dark. Let's see if we can dilute that down before paper stains. Yeah, I think we got it. I think we got it. Okay, now let's go straight perylene maroon. Maybe. We'll see how this looks. So pretty. Good choice. I have no idea what's going on over there, but we'll fix it. There we go. It's so cool how the paper stains. Let's add some real dark color. So just some straight perylene maroon where these overlap. Nice. A little bit where the stem comes in. Use that dark color here for this stem. Some of these edges. Little, what do you call those? Little veins. Let's grab our green again. Our new green. Add a touch of that there. Maybe on the edge. Maybe up here. That edge. A little bit over here. Make this stem with the green. We'll use the green gold for this one. Ooh, that looks real nice in this one. Yeah, perfect. Put a little of that in this one too. All right, let's go ahead and go back to the green gold for this one right here. Ooh, pretty. Add some of that perylene maroon for some accents here. Olive green for its stem. Touch off, probably a little wet to get the good details I really want in here. Go ahead and use a darker version of that over here again. Oh yeah. And some yellow. I don't know if our bismuth vanadite yellow is gonna be yellow enough, but we'll try. It's fine. Some of the olive green again. Touch that in. Some of our perylene maroon again. Whoa, that is more than I anticipated, and I do not have You know, I might have something in my pocket. Come out, come out. There we are. Keep that handy. Oh, it's just a lot of color. And let's do the little line there on with Perylene Maroon because it's our darkest color. Hopefully that won't bleed too much. They must be stuck through this. It must be like twine or something. It must be stuck through it somehow. Okay, let's get some transparent pyrrole orange and define this one just a little bit more. Pretty subtle, pretty subtle. I kind of I want more color. We're gonna spatter and hope we don't regret life because of it. It's only partially all over everything. I don't know what to do at the bottom half. I could do another line of leaves, but maybe use the olive green a little more to see what it looks like. That seems like a good idea. I'll sketch those out real quick. All right, I sketched that super quickly. I really want to see more of this olive green. Oh, look at that. QoR has the most beautiful olive green. So if you want a good olive green, I highly recommend this one. It's just so pretty. And this paper is probably not even featuring it as beautifully as it can. But too bad. Too bad, so sad. Okay, give that some Perylene Maroon accents. Lovely. Lovely and fun. Now what color? I think orange. I'll use up some of this mess we have going. Wow, that's thick stuff. Thick stuff. Beautiful though. Beautiful orange. Okay, what color should we accent that with? Probably that Perylene Maroon again. It's just a versatile color. And maybe our deep yellow. Which one did I say that was going to be, like our Indian yellow? Which I don't think I even used in the previous one. But we'll try it over here. Oh, Quinn Gold, I think is what I said. This one has some PO48 in it. That's deep, yeah. Does that match this? Pretty close. Well, there's the update to the QoR palette. When this bismuth vanadate yellow goes empty, because I am going to try and use it up first because I don't want it in this palette, I will not be pouring more of that in there. No, 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 I will not. Do not mistake this with the bismudazzolone yellow. That's this one, and I don't think that one has a problem, although that one came as a half pan. This is the bismuth vanadate yellow. So that's different than, like I said, the benzimidazzolone yellow. Just avoid the bismuth vanadate yellow if you don't like runny paint. Olive green, great addition. When I get back home, I will, or if I find paper, I thought I grabbed some scrap paper. It's probably just stuffed in a book or something. I'll make the swatch sheet for this. But before you go, let's use that olive green on cotton watercolor paper, because I have this sketchbook with me, which has delightful paper in it. What we can do is just do a background of it. I don't need to use my fancy silver black velvet brush for this, but anyway, we'll do a background with it, and then I'll do something over the top of it at a later date, but at least we can see more of what it looks like on cotton paper. Need some proper lighting here. There we go. Goodness, that's delightful. I got a lot of it on my brush, being wet paint still. So pretty. Well, I think think you can see what it looks like now. It's neat when you dilute it a lot over here, it looks a lot like the green earth. Takes a lot of dilution, but it's kind of neat. You can get a similar green earth look-alike just by getting a bunch of water on this one. There is your QoR's olive green. Yeah, I have a weird spot because that's where I put the wet paint to start with, but I can fix that by adding more paint. And now we have a background we can use for something else in the future. I kind of diluted the color a lot. Do you want me to add some more? That's how beautiful and dark it can get. Wow. I mean, I think it had plenty of color on it, but if you wanted to see it real dark, there you go. Oh, I kind of like that diagonal line there. Beautimous. That's a wrap on the updated core palette. Don't worry, I'm not going to leave it up right this very long because it will probably all spill. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this. If you have any other questions about my core palette, drop them in the comments below. And I hope you have a great day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. This coral color, I don't really have a corally. Oh, that is the orange. What am I doing? You broke him.